number one, appreciate you guys all being here. We're obviously disappointed in not just the outcome today, but the way we played, especially early in the first half. I'd be remiss if I didn't start off by saying, number one, that our thoughts and prayers are with Duke as they travel back to North Carolina, their families, people in Wilmington and along the coast, and their safety and the flooding is far more important than any football game. So we wish them the very best. Just a lot of credit to their quarterback. I thought he made the plays that he needed to make at crucial times, and certainly we did not make the plays that we needed to make to win that football game. And saddening to me to look at the stat sheet and see that we had more yards than they did. We had opportunities upon opportunities and things that we've done really at a high level, from kicking field goals to kicking extra points. We're just unable to do today. And at the end of the day, anytime that happens, that falls on me, and that's my responsibility. And what our team doesn't need right now is anybody looking at anyone else but me. And so, as I told them in there, everything that happens to you in life either pushes you ahead or holds you back. And hopefully this will make us a better football team as we get ready to head into conference play. I thought there were some good performances by some young players. It was great to see Christian Morgan block a punt. It was great to see Tyquan Thornton make the plays that he made in Mims' absence. And hopefully we can build on that as we move forward and begin a Big 12 play. So we're disappointed, extremely disappointed. We have a lot of young men in that room that put a lot into this. And to go out there, as I said, to not take anything away from them, but to really just kind of beat ourselves and let it get away from us in the first half. We showed some moxie in the second half, but we shouldn't have had to. It should have been a much closer game earlier. And, hopefully we can learn from that and realize that we're not at a position yet where we can just go out there and beat ourselves. We have to catch the football. We can't have the penalties that we had, and hopefully build off that. So,
Matt, do you think when you guys missed the field goal on your opening possession after you got the big kick return, and then Lovett's fumble that led to the touchdown, did you kind of sense anything on your sideline that, I know it's only 7-0 there, but did you ever get the sense that things were starting to look a little bit different on your sideline, or how did you sense your team was at that point?
No, not yet. Then maybe I thought we came right back out and get ready to. I thought there was a point in the middle of the second half, maybe in the second quarter, where we throw a swing screen out to a back, and he didn't catch it, and it kind of bounced, and he didn't go run, and all of a sudden he realized I went and knocked it over, and the deep ball down the left sideline. All of a sudden they catch it, and then we get a first down, and we hit a big blade of Platt, and they call it back with a hold. So I think if anything, and this is all psychological, I can't prove it, but I thought if anything, maybe that at the end of the half is where you saw some, here we go. And I thought they got in the halftime and regrouped, and they came out and we played. But what we can't do is when things are going wrong, we can't let it escalate, right? We can't let it fall on top of it. One thing build off another, and so that was just maybe the disappointing part to me. But again, credit to them. They played man-to-man, and they made a lot of plays. Their defensive backs were very aggressive in their man-to-man, and we had a hard time blocking their front. Didn't get the run game going again for 2 weeks, and so those are things that have got to be corrected. All of our runs came from quarterbacks, basically.
Matt, you mentioned drop passes, the penalties. Did you sense a lack of focus at all in the first half?
I certainly didn't feel it. I kind of walked out there. I was like, boy, this team's as ready to go as anything. They were focused last night. They were focused today, but it happened. So I didn't sense anything. I thought that first drive, we were like clicking, opening kickoff by Fleeks. It was cool to see him do that as a true freshman and move the ball right down the field. So that, I didn't sense anything of that nature. The only thing I sensed today was just when we got down a little bit of panic, and then we settled back in. And even at the end, it's a 13-point game. We throw a pick six, which they were doing a good job. Showing some different looks, but Platt's about to come open for a big gain, and that was the only unfortunate thing that I saw.
Where was Denzel Mims?
So he just his hamstring. He felt it a little bit on Wednesday, and practiced on Friday. Thought he could go, and then got out there today in warm-ups and said it just feels tight. So at the end of the day, we're always going to side on the health and welfare of the student athlete. If he doesn't feel like he can go, then we're not going to use him. So that was obviously a wrench in the plans in terms of Jared Atkinson stepped up and went out to play. Pooh played, and then Tyquan at the end played, and we put extra duty then on Hurd
you got a young team that's still learning. What was your approach at halftime when you go in and talk to them? I mean, was it peel the wallpaper off the walls? Or, I mean,
No. You know, what I said to them was that we were going to play the whole game, you know, and so, you know, at the end of the day, they had the ball, you know, we had the ball on offense, and we tried to go down and score. Like, we were throwing the ball, right? And, you know, we threw the ball, seam ball to Ebner, he catches for a big play, and then fumbles, or not, drops it or whatever, then we hit another play that we threw, and then we drop it, right? But I said, you know, we're going to keep trying to score. And then on defense, you know, Phil, I mean, he could have just sat there and base and let them kick the field goal, but he went max blitz. I mean, 3 plays in a row. I told him, I said, listen, guys, we're not where we want to be right now this game. This is not the score we wanted. But you know what? I don't care if we lose 80-0 or 24-0. We're going to play. And we're going to turn the tape on Monday and find out, you know, who plays and who doesn't. And it's in those moments when you find out, you know, who wants to do it or not. So that was my thing was, well, guys, we're going to play the whole game. And whatever's happened until this point, you know, go play the second half. And that's, and I thought we did the second half. You know, it still was unfortunate. And, you know, we beat ourselves with some penalties. You know, they didn't have a penalty in the game. So I've never seen that before. So, I mean, they're extremely disciplined. But they didn't have a penalty, and we had 5 or 6, but we had some really tough ones. And that was just the message was, hey, I'll tell you, we're not moving forward with guys that don't compete. You know, I don't need front runners. I got guys sitting on the scout team waiting their turn. I got Squirrel Williams that's out there just waiting his turn. I got to let you know. So let's push through it. So that was it. Just saying, hey, you are what you put on tape the second half.